Hey, it's Sizzy Rocket, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I'm finally hanging out with an artist that I've been, kind of lurking your Spotify and your Instagram and your tour dates for the better part of this year. Sizzy Rocket, how are you?
I'm so good. So happy to be in LA tonight.
It's back to your hometown now, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was actually born here, so I guess it's like technically my hometown, yeah.
Nice. So tell me about, this year of it seems like it's been a year of nonstop touring for you. What has touring done for you in the sense of how has it impacted the way that you create your music now?
It's probably the most important thing that I could do as an artist. I feel like performing every night, I've learned how to connect with kids in cities that I've never even been to, and writing a song in my bedroom and then actually meeting the person who's going to listen to it is so life-changing. And after the show, I'm always hanging out, and we talk about what other music they listen to and what they're wearing, and I don't know, it's just so amazing to actually put a face to who my audience is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Does that kind of change the way that when you go into the studio and create your music, does that change the way that you write the songs because the vibe that you got in certain places or the vibe that you got on stage? Does that make you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, after the first tour that I did with Lauren, the Trust the Universe tour, I'd never even been to the Midwest. Wow. So that was just what is going on out here? I don't know, it's just so different. I've only ever lived in LA or New York, and I grew up in Vegas, so it's been city life my whole life. And then just, I don't know, hearing about what kids go through when they're living in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of America, it's it was amazing to experience.
Right. Now, one thing I loved about your music is that you really don't care what other people think. You go basically against the norm of music. In doing so, I'm sure you've had so many challenges in order to be who you are today. What were some of those challenges that you kind of faced in the beginning?
I mean, I've been in this industry for a while, and I feel like I'm just now figuring out who I am. In the beginning, I've been dropped from 2 record labels. I went to NYU for a bit and decided it wasn't for me. It's taken me a long time to really figure out who I am, and I have a very rebellious spirit. So I feel I don't know, I'm just now coming into my own, and the record that I'm about to make really shows that. Right. Yeah.
Now, as far as being dropped from record labels, when that happens to an artist, I feel that kind of leads to depression because it's your music, Definitely. It's your baby, that was your opportunity. But what kept you going even though that happened?
I mean, yeah, I definitely have struggled with depression and anxiety, and being a 19-year-old girl and going through that is it's devastating. But now it's just part of my story, and I get to say I'm strong because of it. I'm still here. I don't know, I am an artist, and nothing that happens along the way can change that. And some of the most successful artists and my idols have been through similar things, and I feel it's, oh, my eyelashes are sticking together. I feel it's just all about how you bounce back and what you do with it, rather than I don't know, I'm not going to stay on the ground. Right.
Did that kind of make you want to, create the record label that you did, and continue this kind of independent grind?
Definitely. I feel now is the perfect time to be DIY. You can literally just make a song in your bedroom, upload it to Spotify directly, make the artwork with your friends. It's the perfect time to do that. And I think everything that's happened for me in my career along the way is just leading me into this next moment that I'm about to take.
Right. And, I noticed that, because you are independent, you're able to release whenever you want. And I feel the last 2 years you've been releasing a lot of content. Mm-hmm. In doing so, what made you want to take that approach and, release so many singles and you're obviously holding off for another album?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel I have a very fiery, urgent spirit when I'm creating. So when I was signed to a label, I don't know, that's just not for me as an artist. It's a little bit slower. There's more people involved in the creative process, and
approvals in a way.
Yeah, and for me, the rhythm that you develop when you're an artist, make and then put out, and then make and then put out, that's almost as important as like the music itself. Right. So for me, it's about everything around. It's like it's about the moment rather than like just the song or like the music. Like I do the zines around, you know, the songs, and I don't know. I just feel like the process is as important as the music itself.
Right. As we're talking about writing process, like what is your writing process? When you create music, do you go into the studio thinking of a melody, thinking of a lyric, having an idea of what you want to write about, or do you just normally go into the studio and see what happens?
Sometimes I do. I don't know. It kind of happens. It kind of happens however it happens. For Mulholland, which is probably like my favorite thing that I put out this year or ever. I was just in my bedroom kind of like writing a song, and it like wasn't going well, and it was taking a long time, and I was just like, well, what would happen if I just wrote something that I would actually listen to? Right. So the melody like just kind of like, thank you, just kind of like came out, and then I just started like writing about this one night that I had where me and my friends were just like going around Mulholland and doing nothing and being like reckless and young and whatever. I feel like those are big themes for me. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I always write from experience and just kind of try to let it happen and make stuff that I would actually listen to. Right. Yeah.
And I've noticed that, you know, listening to your music on Spotify, like I've noticed like going from your earliest stuff to now, you've kind of tried a lot of different sounds and styles of music. What is it about your sound today that made you want to say, okay, this is who I really am as an artist? Or are you still trying to discover that?
I feel like I'm always trying to rediscover that. Like Thrills was super pop. That was my first record. I was having a lot of fun with being this like kind of like parody of a pop girl. Like I wanted to just be really out there, super campy, and that was like the height of like pop women. Like there was Katie Gaga. It was like 2000 what year? 7, 8. Yeah, something like that. So all those songs were written around then. And then the next thing, Hot Summer, I was like, I want to be punk. I'm going to do like a Riot Girl influence thing. So I don't know. I feel like I just kind of gravitate towards different parts of me. This next record is very raw, like raw sounds, raw drums, like piano based, raw vocals. It's not tuned, so it hasn't really like shaped up fully yet, but I feel like it's gonna be it's not the pop girl and it's not the punk girl. It's just kind of like me. Okay. I don't know. Is
this still technically LA Boys, or are you kind of, did that kind of change throughout the way?
That kind of morphed into something else. And I learned not to leak things to the cult before they're absolutely ready, because they will take it and run with it. But yeah, I'm so excited. This is definitely going to be my favorite thing I've ever made. Yeah.
So where are you at today with this, you know, upcoming project? Are you still in that kind of writing process? Are you ready to go into the studio and record it? Like, where are you at?
So we have 2 songs fully done, and those are kind of informing the whole project. I have like skeletons of things, but honestly, being on this tour and like meeting all the kids, like I said, like I don't know, I don't know, it's kind of changing things. Like I have voice notes that I'm like, damn, I don't know, we'll see. I literally can't wait to get back and just get this thing out. Like it's gonna come out early next year so I can tour it and hopefully get something out also. I just feel so creative, like I need to get it out of my system.
Now behind the scenes, you kind of collaborated with Julian Bunetta and Hey Violet for their last record. What was it like getting together with them and writing, and how did it impact you when you went back to writing your music?
Writing for other artists has been a big part of my career. I've done stuff with Hey Violet. I've worked with I did a song for Noah Cyrus. That was amazing. And I don't know, it's different than writing for myself, but I feel like it's amazing because I get to help someone else tell their story, and I work really well with other like young girls that are like edgy and dope and have something to say, like Noah and Rena, and I don't know, it's just really fun for me to do that. I'm going to slow down on it just because I really want to focus on this record, but it's been a huge part of my career that I love doing.
Right. And you know, outside of collaborating on this, like Julian wrote with you for your music too, right? So, you know, what is it about Julian? I've heard so many people pretty much, and then also Hey Violet, that just love his process, love how relaxed he is when you go into the studio with him.
Bunetta.
Yeah. So, you know, what was your experience with him, and what is it about him that you keep coming back with him?
He's so dope. He just I mean, we just got this house in Palm Springs, and like all these writers were there chilling, and my favorite thing about him is that he just lets you, he like follows the artist. Like he just follows the song wherever it goes. Like he's not there to like put his Julian Bunetta like stamp on it. He's there to like make the best song that we can make. Right. So that's super important when you're working with someone else. Right. Mm-hmm. Now
in 2006, Kitten took you out on tour.
Yes.
16. Sorry, that's whoa. That's a long time ago. 2016, Kitten took you out on tour. What was that experience like for you? Was that one of your first tours?
That was my first tour, yeah. Official. Yes, it was so amazing. It was so, I learned so much. It was very DIY. Like we were in a van with like, I mean, Kitten's a big band. So there was like 6 dudes, me and Chloe, just like on the road. Not a lot of showering happening. Like it was very punk and very DIY. And she, I don't know, having another female artist just kind of take you, like she took me under her wing and really showed me how to tour, and like loading in and setting up the merch and sound checking and like meeting fans after. Like I kind of just followed her lead, and she really like showed me how to do that, and I'm super grateful for her, because I don't know, I feel like that's really rare and special. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody that's actually, you know, toured with her have said similar things. Mm-hmm. And I've worked with her a couple times, and it's like I see it. Not a lot of artists do that today.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all about themselves, and they'll have you open up the show, but that's it. You don't get to see them or whatnot.
Yeah, no, Chloe is the absolute best, and it inspired me to be that giving with other artists. Like, I don't know, sometimes as artists we get like in our own shell. You know, it's easy to stay in here and not want to like share, but I don't know, she just really like opened me up.
Now, for those that are not familiar with you, and to close us off, like, why do you create music?
Whoa. I've always felt like I create because I have to. Like, I don't know. I'm literally listening to music from the second I wake up. I like turn it on, and then I'm creating music all day. When I'm working out, I'm listening to music. It's just so important. Like, it's my way of connecting with people, and without that, I don't know. That's just the human experience. Right. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for hanging out with me. You guys be sure to check out Sizzy Rocket. Latest single, Juicy Fruit, is out now.
Yes.
Mulholland EP is out now, which is kind of incredible. And hit up Spotify. Just listen to everything. Thanks for watching here on Front Row Live. And don't forget, click that subscribe button.